In it with the Galveston Island Beach Patrol.
What can you tell us?
So as of this time, we have no new information. So we're still continuing our search efforts along the beach. We do have Galveston Police Department, Texas EquiSearch, and Galveston CERT team helping us with the search.
Can you just reiterate again, this morning one of the bodies was found. Tell us about that and how he was found.
Yes, ma'am. So about 2 a.m. this morning, we received a phone call from 911 saying that there was a recovery in process. So Beach Patrol, along with Galveston Police Department and Galveston EMS, responded to that location, which was about 30 yards east of 29th Street Jetty. The story that we got on the scene is there was a lady walking on the beach and noticed somebody in the water. She notified 4 people that were also there walking on the beach, and they were from Houston. They ran down to the water's edge, pulled the victim to shore, and then immediately called 911.
Do we know which twin it is?
No, we do not at this time.
And is that about the spot you expected him to surface?
At this point, we can expect anywhere west of the original locations. We've had a pretty decent east to west current the entire time throughout this scenario, and it could be anywhere from there to farther on west, depending on how the current works underneath the water.
Have you been in contact with the family?
Yes, so we've been in contact with the family. We're using our partner agency, Jesse Tree. It's a volunteer organization, and they're primarily handling the family for us. They do ecumenical support, emotional support for the family, and they also do that for our guards as well.
How is the family once they were notified that one of their loved ones was found?
Of course, you can imagine how the family felt getting that news, but they're in good spirits and they're holding up as best they can.
Lieutenant Colonel, can you describe a little bit about what happens when you guys see something in the water that may be him? I know there were a few sightings that were very closely investigated.
Yes, ma'am. So there is quite a bit of debris in the water, so floating logs and things like that. And so with all these agencies out here helping us search, they do see things in the water. And as we tell them, hey, don't go in, it's the Beach Patrol's job to go in. So they'll notify us of where it is, and depending on what's going on, we'll jump in the water and go check that area to confirm or deny what it is.
Will you talk about specifically some of the search efforts? We see EquiSearch here, people going up and down the beach, but talk a little bit about specifically what search efforts are right now.
So the search efforts right now, we're primarily doing a shoreline search. And so we had Galveston CERT team. They mobilized about 9 a.m. and they started on Stewart Beach and they worked their way east. We also had members of that team start pretty far west at Bermuda Beach and then work their way from west to east to kind of cover both sections. And Texas EquiSearch is essentially doing the same thing, just with different guys.
One of the bodies you mentioned was found just by people walking in the community. Are you guys also relying on people walking on the beach to kind of keep their eyes out?
I mean, I wouldn't say we were relying on that, but any extra eyes we do have on the beach is helpful. I mean, Galveston is 32 miles long. It's a lot of land to cover. So anybody who sees anything like that
Are you
will
guys going
help
to continue searching until the second body is found?
Yes, ma'am. So we'll continue doing intermittent shoreline searches throughout until we have a resolution to the event.
This is an area where a lot of people bring their kids, a lot of families. What's your message to families who have kids right now with what happened and with the currents and whatnot?
So especially with spring break coming up, I'd like everybody to know, so next weekend, March 11th, is the first day we actually are allowed to have our towers back in service and lifeguards in those towers. So if you are coming down to the beach for spring break or any time after that, look for one of those towers with a lifeguard in it. You'll know there's a lifeguard on station at that tower because they'll have the flags raised. We recommend always swimming near a lifeguard. If there is no lifeguard there, stay very far away from any rocks or jetties or anything that protrudes out into the water. Try to stay to the middle of the beach. Always swim with a partner. And if you're not a good swimmer or not a swimmer at all, we recommend wearing a life jacket.
Is there still hope to find the second boy alive?
I can't comment on that right now. The last information we had was both twins were together when they were last seen in the water 2 days ago at 4:30. So we did recover one this morning at 2 a.m. So we're suspecting the other one was with him.
And where were they seen in the water compared to where he was found?
So they were seen 15 to 20 yards west of Pleasure Pier, and he was recovered maybe 15 to 20 yards east of 29th Street Pier.
The family that was visiting, where are they from?
The Houston area.
So the boys are from the Houston area?
The entire family is from the Houston area.
Anything else you'd like to add? Anything we haven't covered that you'd like to mention?
No, just for anybody coming down for spring break, once again, please keep an eye on your children if you're not out there swimming with them. If there's a lifeguard in a tower, please go to one of those towers. Saturday is also the first day that we're having tryouts for this season. So if there is anybody out there who would like to come be a lifeguard and help us protect the beaches of Galveston, if you go to our website, galvestonbeachtrail.com, there's information on there on how to join and come swim and make a difference to save some lives.
Thank you.
As far as we know,
Appreciate
for family members that were present here on set, they were called authorities. Was it just mom and dad, or mom?
Yeah, yes, from the information that we have, it was mom and dad and the two kids who were the original people that were down here.
Do you know what school the kiddos attend?
No, ma'am, I don't have that information.
Are you know, I know the autopsy is far from being over, but was there any obvious signs of trauma or any type of foul play that might have been suspected as a result of finding the body? Anything on the body that was suspicious?
All that's still under investigation with the medical examiner. It's like, we're not suspecting anything at this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry, Deb.
So nothing specific like that. But we recommend. So if you don't